Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kamoy. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I know I talked about this water video, so we're going to jump into it because I've been talking about this pretty much all week. Okay, so Ashley, here we go. All right, girl. Now, we do have 3 methods I will be introducing you to today. I'm just really going to go through based on what vibrates and what resonates with me. Obviously, feel free to do what resonates and vibrates with you. These are just tips and tools, and you can definitely incorporate them into your own spiritual journey and how you see fit. Okay, the first method that we are going to be talking about is the water bottle, y'all. Okay, now if you're using the water plastic bottles, right, you can actually program your water plastic bottles. Okay, you can program your water plastic bottles with sound. Okay, that's through either using the different hertz and frequencies, right, and each chakra has a particular either note that they resonate to or a frequency, and I will actually put the frequency per chakra in the description box if you guys want to look at the particular hertz that you can actually charge your water on. Okay, now how you would do the sound method and the charging method through sound is you definitely want to find the hertz that you want to tune into, or maybe even a love song, or maybe even affirmation that you want to program the water with. Okay, and this is all about sound. Okay, and I think some people actually say the plastic bottles are better for you to actually use a sound vibration because it doesn't have such a hard surface as a glass, so it picks up the frequencies a lot faster. There's not as much blockage. Okay, now what I will say, my lovelies, is that you definitely want to make sure that you don't have any labels here. Okay, and you want to go ahead and locate the particular frequency that you want to charge the water at. Okay, once again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a frequency. It could be a song that's very inspirational and encouraging that you want to program the water with. Okay, now if you're using sound frequency for a 16 ounce or 16.5 ounce bottle of water, you want to make sure that you at least have it vibrating within that sound for 1.5 minutes. Okay, so it's going to take about 1.5 minutes for this particular bottle of water to be charged. Okay, now if you were doing a full song and not just a tone or a frequency, let it play throughout the whole song. Let that whole song play. Okay, now you want to definitely sit the bottle, okay, as close as you can to where the sound is coming from. Okay, if you have a boom box, I don't even have mine here. I think it's over on the dresser. But if you have like what do they call a J flip, I think is what I have, right? Or you have some type of audio connection where you can connect your phone to a speaker. All right, you want to sit your bottle of water in the vicinity or maybe right in front of the speaker where it can get the frequency vibrations coming from the speaker. Okay, and you want to definitely turn that speaker up to the highest volume possible. Okay, if you're doing tones and if you're doing frequencies, you want to go ahead and you want to run it for no less than 1.5 minutes for a 16.5 ounce bottle of water. Okay, if you're programming it with a song, you want to make sure that that song is playing, play that song at least once. Okay, to capture the frequency of that song. Now you want to be mindful when you're playing, when you're programming your water with songs. Okay, especially because there are different type of song structures, and if you're going to charge your water with a song, you want to make sure it's a complex song structure. Okay, and you can Google what a complex sound structure is. That's like Beethoven and Mozart and stuff. Okay, because they're hitting high octave level frequencies. All right, now with that being said, okay, you then want to go ahead and drink the water once you finish programming it. Okay, now the next method we're going to use for the same bottle of water and how you can program your bottle of water is simple. Okay, I have a few tools here, my lovelies. Okay, so you have these wonderful little labels, and you can actually program your water to help you to increase and balance your chakra. Okay, so for example, if you want to balance your sacral chakra, you can definitely go ahead and you can program this with balance. Okay, so simply what you would want to do, my lovelies, is I have a sticky tab here. right? Like, so this is peelable, right? Peelable. So what you would want to do is just simply write balance. Now, there is no wrong or right to this. This is all subconscious work, okay? You can just write balance on this, all right? Okay. There we go. Okay. You have balance in this bottle of water, okay? And you know the orange is going to be for your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra is all about your emotions. It's all about change, and it's all about relationships. So if you're trying to bring balance in your emotions and your relationships, and bring balance in the change that's happened in your life, you can definitely use a orange label. You can definitely write the name of the word on the bottle that you would want to drink from, obviously. And then you sit this for 24 hours, okay? Now, what I would suggest is that you would want to make a reflection, like a mirror reflection. So, how we would do that is, I don't have another orange sticky tab, but I'm going to show you another method, because I'm still dealing with the sacral chakra, which is orange, right? I'm also going to write balance on a white piece of paper. Okay. And then I am going to get me some tape, okay? Okay. But this time I want to stick the word balance, reflecting, so the water can read the word, okay? So instead of me putting the word outwardly where I can read it, that this is balance, I also want the water to be able to read and pick up the frequency of the word. So I am going to stick the word balance in reverse. So not only can I read the word balance, but also the water has access to the word balance, okay? So I'm going to stick that there. And I'm going to stick this here. Come all the way around. Okay. Okay. So now, if you can see, you're seeing balance here like that. So in the camera, you're seeing balance being spelled out properly, and but in actuality, I am looking at it at my direction. It's in reverse, right? So the water is literally reading the word balance for itself, because you've turned it inside out. So not only are you able to read that you want balance in your sacral chakra, but the orange color from the marker, right, and the word balance is now telling our water that this is what we desire to experience. Now, I will suggest, once you've labeled your water, balance, and balance, right, you then want to definitely maybe hold the water in your hand, and with as much intent as you can, just say an affirmation or a prayer. I am so thankful that every time I drink out a sip of this bottle of water, balance is restored in my life, not just internally, but externally. I am so thankful that as I drink a sip of this water, with each sip, balance is restored in my life, not just internally, but externally, okay? And just repeat that about 3 times, okay? And then you want to sit your water of balance for 24 hours, okay? Now, I suggest, because you really should be drinking at least 6 cups of water a day, you may want to program some of your water in advance and just let them sit. And the longer they sit and they vibrate with that energy, the more charged your water is going to be. So this is one of the easy methods, okay? One of the easy methods. All right, my loves? Okay. Now, my loves, we're going to go on to another method, okay? Now, this one includes you being able to boil your water, okay? So, this would be the boiling method, okay? Now, in the boiling method, I suggest that you use a mason jar. I got this one from the dollar store. It says the wishing jar, okay? Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. Shit, I love Dollar Tree. Okay, so you want to make sure, my loves, that you take and clean all labels off of your jar. So we're talking about the scanny thing here. What I normally would do, my loves, is I would soak this probably in some hot water so I can scrape all of this gook off, okay? And I would also do the same for here, okay? Now, with the boiling method, you do want to boil your water, okay? And then you do want to pour the boiling hot water into the jar, okay? And before, I want to say maybe 5 to 10 minutes before the water completely cools, you then want to set your intention in the jar, okay? May that be a prayer. May that be an affirmation, but you definitely want to set your intention in the jar. It's really also cool for you to label, right, this jar also, right? So this, say for example, this is green, right? So for this, I would probably do green. I would do love, right? I would do love for the heart chakra, right? So I would do love. And then I would definitely take this and I would... And this is something you might want to go ahead and stick the label on before you pour the water in, because the whole trick is once you've poured the water in and stored up the chaos and then you speak life into the water as it settles, you really don't want to be moving it too much, okay? So I would take love, and once again, for this particular version with the boiling of the water, I would make sure love is facing internally so the water can actually read the word. So it would look like this, okay? So love would be for the water to read. Instead of me putting externally like this, right? I will face it internally like this, okay? So that the water can pick up on the vibration of the word. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place that there. And this should really be done before you actually pour the water in, okay? So once you've boiled the water, you then pour the hot water into your mason jar, okay? And you want the water to sit maybe about 5 to 7 minutes, but you definitely want to infuse it before it cools completely, okay? And as the water is cooling completely, all right, now, most you will find methods out there that says that you have to hold the jar and you have to do all of that. Everything is energy, so you have energy transferring out of the portals because you have energy portals in the palm of your hands. I say you can touch the jar. That would actually work just as well, but if it's too hot where you can't touch the jar, just cup in the jar with your hands, okay? Cupping method, okay? Cupping method. All right, so cup in the jar with your hands. I have something I can prop this up with. Okay. Okay, how about this? Okay, so you want to go ahead and you want to cup the jar. Okay, so because I put the label internally, I mean, you know, inverse, you can't really see love here, but you can also feel free to write love outside also, okay? But so this is what it would look like. So as the water pour in, the water will be reading love, okay? So you want to go ahead and you want to cup the mason jar, okay? If it's too hot, cup if you can. And you want to definitely go ahead and make sure that you're in a calm, focused place. You cannot do this shit with negative, nervous, anxious energy, okay? Make sure that your intentions and your heart is pure when you go to program your water. And as you cup the jar, you want to definitely say your prayer, your affirmation over the water as it settles, okay? Then you seal the jar and you let it sit for 24 hours, okay? That's the hot boiling method, okay? Now, we're going to go to the next method. I have another mason jar here. This one is actually really, really short, okay? So we're going to go to the next method, my lovelies, okay? Oh, my balance is peeling up. I might have to put a tape on that, okay? We know that our body's made up at least 70% water, okay? We know that, right? We know that our bodies are really, if your body's made up of 70% water, which means that you can program the water in your body, just like you can program the water in a bottle, in a jar, right? You guys can check out, I believe his name was Dr. Masuro, right? Emoto. I'm going to put his information in the description box also because I probably fucked up his name. I told y'all I'll be fucking up people's names, so y'all going to have to excuse me about that, okay? So with this one, all right, you definitely want to go ahead and use your mason jar again. Once again, making sure all labels are off. So you want to clean all of the labels off. There should be no labels outside of the labels that you're putting on this jar, okay? Now, I don't have I should have brought the whole setup, but I don't. Okay, so this is another way that you can program your jaw, program your water. So, yellow is for solar plexus work, right? And solar plexus has to do with your ego and it has to do with your will, right? So what you may want to put here for solar plexus work is maybe strength, right? If you feel like you need more strength, you're going through some stuff and you need strength. Okay, so we're going to program this one strength. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to program this one inversely. Okay. Program this one inversely. Okay. Now, my lovelies. All right. Using any of the methods, you can use the boiling method. You can use the just maybe pouring water into this glass method. Okay, you can use that too. The boiling method really works because then you're really creating chaos, right? So this one we've labeled this one strength. Okay, now once you've labeled the strength and you have your water in, and this, let's just say we're just taking pouring water from a gallon of distilled water or maybe a gallon of spring water, and you just pouring that water in. Okay, what you can then do is get a straw or a spoon, or if you are dealing with any of the elementals, see, I have a wand here. If you're dealing with any of the elementals, you can use your elementals, okay? But the whole point is that you want to pour the water in, and then you then want to store, like take a spoon or maybe a straw, but you want to create chaos in the water, okay? And as you create the chaos in the water and you stop storing, as the water comes back to settle, and as the water is settling, you then speak your affirmation of strength into the water, right? You then seal the water, okay? And then you would need, and I did not, I absolutely did not put, I did not bring that in front of me, but I do have like a glass kind of bowl, a glass heart-shaped bowl that I would then sit this water into, right, with a crystal. If it's a rose quartz for healing or whatever that may be to help infuse the water, I would sit this into that other glass bowl with either my my rose crystal, or my clear crystal, just depending on what energy I want to infuse it with. And within that glass bowl, I would also have water. Okay, so within the glass bowl, I would put the water. I would also put the crystal or whatever element that I want to be infused within that. And then I would sit my water, okay, in that jar. Now remember, we just stored it up. I would sit my water in that jar as I'm storing that up, okay? And while once I'm finished storing, while the water is settling, I would then set my affirmations on my intention, okay? And I would once you're using this method where you're charging it with your crystal or you're charging it with your another element, you really want to make sure that you're stirring it up, okay, in the position where you will be leaving it for 24 hours. Because once you stir it up and set your intention, you want to try to move it as less as possible. Okay, so that's the whole trick, is really to move it as less as possible. Okay, once you've stored up the intention and allow the chaos to settle. All right, guys, you have a few options of how you can program your water. Okay, the sound version, especially if you're using frequencies, is pretty much one of the fastest ways that you can do that. I say if you're going to be programming your water with words, you definitely want to do this in advance and have them sitting for at least 24 hours so the so water can actually read the words and start to create that frequency or that sacred geometry, the sacred geometry shape of these water crystals within your body, okay? And then you project outwardly what you desire to experience. All right, my lovelies, I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Sorry I don't have like a whole camera prop set up. I'm going to work on that, okay? As I grow, I'm going to work on that. So I had to bring it to you from my sacred board, okay? All right, my lovelies, you guys know the deal. Make sure that you be kind to yourself. Make sure that you do something kind for yourself. Make sure you drink plenty of water, okay? And make sure you guys leave comments about what else you would like me to talk about. I know we had the live, and I was speaking to Sunflower about doing some mirror work. Okay, so let me know if you guys want to hear how you can actually do some mirror manifestation techniques. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that anyway. I think I'm gonna hit you out with the mirror manifestation techniques anyway. Okay, all right, my lovelies, program your water. Hope this was helpful. Make sure you get your mason jars. Don't forget to take all of the tags off of this. Okay, and I will see you guys in your next daily tomorrow. All right, my lovelies, let me know what you think. All of the feedback that you guys give is wonderful. Don't forget, I will be going live this Friday, September 14th, 2019 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys know the deal. We will be doing Q&A as we pay it forward. Okay, guys. Bye. Love you guys.